Record. Okay, it's recording. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the third lesson of the Manchester Chess Society. I'm Marco Monti, as usual. So, yeah, before starting, I just want to remind you that, this lecture are not mandatory. So if you want to just go to Discord and play, it's also fine. And yeah, so far we are doing lesson for beginners level, and later on we will start with more advanced topics. So I wanted to do like a summary of what we did the last two lesson. So our first lesson, we talk about the value of the pieces, how to do checkmate with the king and queen, and with the king and rook. We talk about different phases of the game: opening, middle games, and end games. And I talk about some opening strategy. Wow did the second lesson, and he talk about common terms in chess, common tactics, forks, pins, skewers, stuff, and some pawn structures. So yeah, just want to recap a little bit. The value of the pieces. So pawn is value 1, bishop and knight value 3 point, or 3 pawns, rook 5, queen 9. And yeah, there are different phases of the game: the opening, where you should develop your pieces; middle game, where you should develop a plan, what you want to do; and then game, where you should try to win the game, actually. Okay, so for the opening, I will just go back to the things that we talked about the first lesson. So the most important things in the opening is to develop all your pieces as soon as you can. That means you should not waste the time. Time like one move in chess is also called tempo. So you lose a tempo if you don't develop a piece, for example. So another important concept is to try to control the center as much as you can. If you control the center, you have more space, and your piece can develop better, can move more freely. So you usually want to put at least one pawn in the center, and if you can, also 2 pawns. And all your pieces should move toward the center of the chessboard. And another important topic is king safety. That means you want to castle if you can, and put the king in a safe spot. And yeah, so a king surrounding by pawns and pieces usually is much safe. Okay, so now I will move to middle games. Concept that you should know, you should keep in mind when you're playing. So the middle game usually starts when you finish all the development of your pieces, and then start this point of the chess game where you should develop a strategy, think about what you want to do. Here I put some important things to keep in mind, such as try to increase the value of your pieces. So we saw that the relative value of the pieces, like bishop and knight, are worth 3, but this is relative and it can change. That means a pieces in the center of the chessboard could value more, or on the corner of the chessboard could value less. So in a chess position, you want to find the best square where you want to put all your pieces, and you want to try to reach that square. Okay, also you want to try to attack the opponent, try to attack the king. You should consider where the opponent put his king, on which part of the board, and you should try to attack there. And Okay, and the important concept is you want to create a weakness in the opponent field, or if he already does have some weakness, you want to try to attack them. King safety as well here, so you always keep your king safe. That is very, very important. And another tips is that you should try to develop a plan. How do you want to attack? How do you want to defend? This means don't move without a strategy. If you don't know what to do, just don't move and think about your strategy. When you develop your strategy, you make your move. Okay, so here I want to show you how to evaluate a position. This means try to find who is better here, white or black, how much is better and why. So this is something that is always useful during the game. You should always try to know who is better and why, and how to reverse that. Here I put some concept that you should take in mind when you evaluate a position like this, or any position. First of all, you should check the material. We talk about the value of the pieces. So you should just count. In this position, the white has a queen, black as well, two rook, and the white has three more pieces, and the black just two. So this position, the white is +3. Then you count the pawn, 7 pawn for white, 3, 6, 7 pawn for black. So the pawn are equal. So in this position, we just say that the white is +3 if you count only the material. However, there are other things to keep in mind, such as the activity of the pieces. As we say, the pieces are stronger through the center of the chessboard, like this one. And usually a piece is less active if it is not developed, like this one. So we say that the black didn't finish the development of the pieces. He didn't move the bishop, for example, and the rook. And the white has all his pieces in a good square. Also, king safety is very important when you evaluate a position. So you want a king that is surrounded by pawns, like here. And this is usually very safe. This black king instead, you can see that he has open line and he can be attacked in many ways. He has some pawn in front of it, okay, but this can be attacked as well. And another thing to keep in mind that this king apparently is safe, but he has an open column directly on the castle. That means a rook can play very well. So this is something against the king's safety, for instance, for white. Advantage of space as well. That means an example of space is controlling the center. That means if you control the center, usually you have more space. And with the space, you can move your pieces more freely, as you can see. And also weakness. Try to find a weakness in the opponent field. And for example, one weakness here could be this pawn, because it's isolated. As you can see, it doesn't have a pawn in front of it. So we call this isolated pawn, and it is on an open column. So that means if you double the rook here, you can easily attack this pawn. Oops. And other weakness could be the king position, for instance. And here we have a weakness in the white pieces. It means these two pawns are called double pawn, and usually are much weaker than two pawn that are on different column, because this pawn, for example, they can move freely, they can defend each other. These two pawns have a low mobility and they can never defend each other. So they are easily to attack it, for instance, with the rook here. So it's something you have to keep in mind. And the black has another weakness here, a double pawn as well. And yeah, weakness and pawn structure. So if you take in mind all these kind of aspect of the position, you can evaluate the position and maybe say here that the white is better. Yeah, mostly because he has one piece up and the black king is very weak. It's not very safe. Okay, so here I put a list of common tactics and checkmate that happen very often during the chess game. So Huawei already explained you the fork, the pin, the skewer, I think. But there are many other, and I think we will do a lesson, maybe next lesson, that we will try to explain all of them. And here I put also some common checkmate that can happen. So I put it back rank mate here. And so here I put the mate is white to move. I will say that you can try to find the checkmate here. I will give you 1 minute and then I will tell you the solution. Try to think about what the white can do in this position. Okay. 30 seconds. As I said, this checkmate is happen very often during the game, so it's it's good to know it. 30 seconds to go. Ten seconds. Oops. Okay, I'll give you the solution. Oops. Okay, I have it here. So it's called back rank. This is the back rank, basically, this one. So the checkmate, you can just eat the rook, in this case. The black, if does eat, you go with the rook on the back rank, and this checkmate. The king doesn't move because he has all the square blocked. So this is something that happens very often. So you think that the king is saved because he's surrounded by pawn, but yeah, if there are not rook in this back rank, easily can happen a mate. Okay. The second checkmate that I want to show you, that is very elegant and cool, is called smothered mate. It is made with the queen and knight usually. So I will give you 1 minute as well. Try to find the checkmate for white. So you see that if you count the material, the black has 1 rook for the knight, and there's 1 rook up in advantage. So if you check only the material, the black is winning, but the white has checkmate. 30 seconds. Usually you do checkmate. Smoother mate is with the knight. It's a checkmate made with the knight. It could be not easy to spot in the beginning, but when you learn it, you will always find it. 5 seconds. Okay, I will show you. No, sorry. Okay, I have it here. So the move for white is to do check the knight. The king comes to h8 here, check with the knight, come to g8. And now you can do a discovery attack. You move the knight, you do check. Basically, knight h6. This is a discovery attack. This is also a double check. And black move h8. Check with the queen. The king cannot capture, so he has to capture with the rook. And you deliver checkmate. Knight f6. So you can see the king doesn't have any square to go. And one check with the knight is checkmate. It's very, very elegant. You should just check for this kind of position where you can check the king, and queen and knight in this position always make a checkmate. Okay. Now you know these two famous mate. You can play it during your game. So I will finish with some tips to improve in chess that help me to improve, and probably will help also you if you want. So first things that you should do is to learn the fundamental of chess. That means all the strategy, all the tactics, checkmate and stuff. And you can do this following our lesson. We will try to cover every aspect. Or you can read books about chess, or there are many other online chess lesson, lecture, YouTube, any other website. And after you know the fundamentals, or while you're learning that, you should play many games. This really help you to not make mistake. If you're a beginner, I suggest you to play games that last more than 10 minutes. For instance, 10 to 20 minutes is fine. Another important thing, if you want to improve, is to study your game. After you finish a game, you go back and see all the game, and you check the mistake that you made. You can do this with the computer as well. And another important thing is to do puzzles. Puzzle means this kind of checkmate. If you do it a lot, you learn all the tactics, and you can use it during the game. It also help you to visualize better the chessboard. Okay, so what I was thinking at this point is for me to play a game against a beginner only chess and comment my move to explain you all the aspect that we studied that I show. So if someone want to play against me, it's fine. We can challenge, or I can find a player, a random player here. I will play with the one person is not very strong in order to him to make mistake, so I can explain to you his mistake. Okay, let's try. Let's go. So as we said, I want to control the center. E4 usually is a good move for beginners. And yeah, hopefully it will not take a while to move for him. Okay, let's see. Maybe he does not want to play. Let's go with another person. Okay. Black. Yeah, I will do just one game and then stop. Okay, so he start with the d4 pawn. Nice. You want to control the center. usually you want to put a pawn in the center as well if you are black. Okay. It does open the bishop here is called fianchetto. This is usually a good position for the bishop because it's controlling squares in the center. But I want to develop a piece as soon as I can. Develop a bishop. I want to develop a piece. Okay, now I can move my knight, develop a knight, or I can try to open the line to develop my bishop. Castle. Okay. Develop my bishop. Now the last piece that I need to develop is this knight. The white has still to develop these two pieces. And now I made a move. He come back on the... He come back with the knight. That means he's undeveloping a piece. That is a mistake, of course. The knight here was controlling the center. So, yeah. So he lose one tempo, we can say. Another thing that you want to do is try to attack the center if you can. So I have these two pawns that I control mini square in the center, as you can see. Now the white develop a piece, but when you do it, try to develop near the center, close to the center. You don't want to put a knight on the edge of the square, on the chessboard, as he did here and here. So that could be a mistake. Okay, now I hit the pawn, maybe. He has to capture back with the queen. Another important thing in the opening is not to move the queen too fast, too early in the game, because if you do that, it happens that the opponent, in this case me, I can develop a piece and attack the queen. So he has to retreat the queen, so he lose one tempo. I develop one piece, I did waste one tempo. So, okay, remove the queen. I castle, okay, king safety, first priority. I have all my pieces developed, my king is saved. So I finished my opening kind of, so now we can start with the middle game. So I control the center, that means I have more space. I need to develop a plan. I want to try to attack this queen that seems misplayed there. So I will try to attack it. And yeah, that is not a good position for the queen. Okay. He attacked the king and the center. Let me think. Just capture. Okay. I want to play with my rook on the open file, such as this. These are the two open files at the moment. So maybe I want to move, keep away the queen and put the other rook on the open file. So I control both of the open file. And in this way, I also attack, I do X-ray attack the queen. That means if I move the knight, I attack the queen. So something that the white has to be careful. Another, okay, change this bishop for my knight. Usually, yeah, it should be not a bad move, but when you do fianchetto like this, you weak the white square. And if you trade your bishop, you don't have anymore a piece that controls your white square. So my bishop can infiltrate somehow. And I will try to play with my other rook that is not doing nothing at the moment. The white has still to develop this bishop, and his rook are not playing at the moment. Okay. And I will play with my rook. Okay, so I can attack the weak square on the white camp here. If I can put my queen on a white square as well here, I can try to deliver checkmate. Okay, he's attacking my rook here. I cannot hit his bishop, his knight, because my bishop is pinned, as you can see. If I move it, he will hit my queen. So I think I will just hit the bishop. He will hit my rook. Usually the rook is worth more than a bishop. So we can say that the white has 2-point advantage in material. However, to hit back my bishop, he will weaken his king position. He will create a double pawn. And he has a weakness on the white square. So let's see. Okay, he decided not to capture back my bishop. That is a strange move, but yeah, basically now I retreat my bishop, and now we can evaluate the position again. 2 rook, I have 1 rook, I have 3 pieces. So I have imbalance of 2 bishop for 1 rook. So 2 bishop worth 6, the rook 5. So I'm winning by 1 point. But I'm also low in time, so I should move more fast. And okay, he still doesn't want to play with this rook. That is an error. He should try to move his rook on the open file. Okay. And I want to activate my rook at the moment. So the rook is very strong in such a position when he can go to the second rank. Okay. Now I need to play with the bishop on the dark square, like here. I have 20 seconds. Okay. Usually when there is low time on the clock, people make more mistake. So I attack the knight, he has to move it, and I will pin his rook to the king, so I will gain 1 exchange. Let's see what they want to play. He can do check here, but I create 1 square for my king, so I don't have a back rank mate, checkmate. So it's why I did this move before. I have space for my king. My king is very safe here. And he still has to move this knight, but I will hit it. Okay, he lose by time. Okay, I think this was the end of the demonstration. Just try to explain you some tactics and some strategy that you can apply during your game. Okay, I think we can end the lesson. I will stop recording now.